All right, hey everybody. Kyle Sasser here. This is Business Builders Live because it is Thursday at 10 a.m. So I hope you're doing okay this morning. We're going to give it another minute or two, see if another person or two or three or four shows up. But I wanted to thank you for taking the time to, out of your busy morning, to take part in Business Builders Live. Definitely, I used to do these every month in person in St. Petersburg, and moving this online and moving it to every week versus every month is definitely forcing me out of my comfort zone a little bit, which is definitely a good thing. Definitely helping me develop some new habits and to put together some information for y'all each and every week. So let's get the party started here. So let me do a little switch here. Boom, there we go. So you can see the important stuff. And get all set up here. There we go. All right, we're good to go now. All right, so this is Business Builders Live. Basically, this is a part of BizTweaks, which BizTweaks helps you build better business. So who am I? My name is Kyle Sasser. I'm a local realtor in the St. Petersburg area. So if you're looking to buy or sell a home in the area, please feel free to reach out to me. I also host a local show called Great Things Tampa Bay. And I am the founder of BizTweaks, which is part of what you're watching right now. Now, so far as my credentials and all that, I have run or been partners in independent businesses since 1997, 1998, something like that, including a couple businesses that started out with just two people, and now they have about 20, 25 people working for them, and all the management fund that comes with that. But with starting up all of these businesses, what I found was that the same things, the same issues just keep coming up over and over and over again. Now, why is it called BizTweaks? Well, so it wouldn't be a presentation without a dictionary slide. So a tweak is to make a slight change to a machine system process to improve it. So obviously, BizTweak is a tweak to your business because usually there's nothing wrong with the concept. I'm sure you've seen some businesses where you're just like, how the hell are they making any money? Picking up dog poop comes to mind. And I'm sure there are plenty of other examples out there, pet rocks, all that stuff. So it's not really the concept. It's not the idea that's going to make all the money. It's the process and systems and implementation, how you market it and sell it. That is what usually needs adjustment to get the business running smoothly. So most businesses, this is how they're set up. This is why most businesses fail. They try to carry water, which is leads or sales, and they're trying to get it to the finish line, which is closing the sale. And unfortunately, most people, whenever putting a business together, they leave a lot of holes and a lot of gaps. So by the time they get to the finish line, all the water is mostly gone. There's a little bit there in the bottom. So that's most businesses. Good businesses actually carefully plan and ensure that they are able to carry a good percentage of the leads and work that it takes to get those leads across the finish line, and it becomes much more efficient. You can definitely fill up your coffers a lot faster. And then the best businesses don't even mess with manually lifting buckets and taking them across the finish line. They actually build pipelines, which are the most efficient manner to get a liquid resource to the finish line. So always be looking to improve your processes and to make them as efficient as possible. So who's this meeting for? Well, if you are a business owner or professional and you have ever asked yourself, how do I close more sales? Or how do I find more time in the day to get what I want done? If you find yourself stressed out at the end of the day and you don't feel like you've really gotten anything done, if you're just like, man, there's got to be an easier way to do this, or you just get crushed under stress, this meeting is for you. Now, each meeting in video, only covers one topic, obviously. If you have something specific that you would like me to cover or talk about, please do not hesitate to leave a comment or something like that. Because I don't think there's any novel problems that most small businesses and professionals are running into. It's all the same problems over and over again. And by sharing a little bit of information, we can really accelerate everyone's success. And it's a net benefit for everybody. My 3 core tenets are efficiency. I believe that efficiency is one of the core principles for a successful business, making it as efficient and cost as little as possible to take a lead to a completed sale, and then to recur that over and over again. My second tenet is I do believe in constant improvement. There is always something in your business that can be improved. I don't care how long your business has been around, because the world is always changing. And finally, people, because without people, there is no business, which I know is a platitude that gets thrown around a lot, but it's very important to keep that at the forefront of your mind. They're not consumers, they're not data points, they're not clicks. There's actual people on on the other side of that transaction, and your job is to get your product and service in front of them with the right message that is going to solve their problem honestly. And it's very critical to keep that. I mean, okay, so you can trick people for a short period of time, but eventually that's going to play out. That's going to play out, and you're going to crash and burn. Now, of course, we do have some stuff going on right now. I just want to remind everyone that fear is a great motivator. Fear definitely drives decision making for most people. So it's important to remember that as you're evaluating your business. I also wanted to mention that things do always change, and it doesn't matter how good your business has been running for the last 2 years. It can be running better in the future. And with all the stuff going on right now, it's a perfect time both to capture market share currently, because a lot of people are retracting on marketing and reaching out to people because everyone's kind of in protect mode. So it's a perfect opportunity to go out and grab mind share and market share. And it's also whenever you're faced with a problem like this, with limited mobility and people not really wanting to move, it gives you a chance to really improve your business because you can really hone your message, and maybe you can find some new avenues to differentiate yourself from your competitors, to really take you to the next level, both right now so you can make it through this tough time period, but also to position yourself as the premier solution once all this stuff resolves. Everyone's going to be like, oh man, this is perfect. And that the results of that can come out of what you do right now. So I try not to do too much motivational stuff. I mean, Tony Robbins and all these other folks have that side cover. I usually try to deal more with the actual nuts and bolts stuff that you can do in your business. But I thought that was important to mention. Oh, hit the wrong button there. So we do have a mastermind trial. If you would like to join the mastermind group, it's basically a Zoom call where we all get together with other business owners and professionals. And basically the way it works is we have it's a small group, relatively small, like 6 to 10 people. And then we go around the table and we talk about what sort of problems and issues you're experiencing currently, maybe it's something you would like to improve in your business. And then all of the other business owners and professionals in the meeting basically answer with how they have solved the problem, or how they would solve the problem, and also give you recommendations and resources to help solve the problem. It's a very powerful thing. In the in-person meeting, I do usually do this every meeting with all of the attendees, but online here it doesn't work quite as well on the Business Builders Live part, so I have had to split that off into its own dedicated conference, Zoom conference. So if you would like to join the mastermind, please send me an email, kyle@biztweaks.com. That information should be below in the description. And I do have a challenge for you. If you could leave me a comment for a challenge or an issue that you would like to solve in the next 30 days, I promise I will read and respond to that comment, and I will more than likely be able to put together something concerning that issue or topic and cover it in a future video, which is only going to help your business. So it is in your best interest to leave me a comment. I promise you. I don't care what it is, marketing, sales, management, maybe like you've been having problems with meetings. Maybe your meetings are running too damn long and you're trying to figure out how to get them to be more productive and useful. Leave me a comment because I can put something together for it. Because this is all the stuff that I actually use in my own businesses. So these are all tried and true. I know they work. And there's a lot of tools in the toolbox, I got to tell you. So let me check some stats here just to see. Okay, so we do have a few people watching, so thank you so much for joining, and promise hopefully you will find some useful information here in our next section. So this meeting we're talking about how to reach people, specifically how to reach people in their homes, because a lot of face-to-face marketing. Not really a thing right now. I know on the real estate side, like open houses are basically a no-go. I don't think there's been an open house in 4 weeks. So no face-to-face, and what limited face-to-face there is, and what face-to-face there is very, very limited. So most people are having to do, most people have slid over into digital marketing via social media, email campaigns, and stuff like that. And a few have started doing direct mail. So direct mail is something I have been doing for years. Definitely, it's a little bit of an art to do direct mail well. And you do have to watch your costs because it does get expensive pretty quickly. Now, it's just as easy to spend thousands of dollars on Facebook. I know because I've done that as well. But the nice thing with direct mail is it's steady, it's dependable, and it's very well understood. You can buy books on direct mail. Dan Kennedy's the one everyone always kind of talks about as the direct mail guru. He will show you how to, if you buy like a Dan Kennedy book, he'll show you how to write the direct mail piece, how to make the envelope look, how to put it in the mail. And the cool thing with direct mail is it's like you can specifically see it. Like you can feel it, you can touch it. And honestly, most people don't get that much mail anymore, especially interesting mail. It's all, postcards or bills. So compared to 20 years ago, honestly, I find that more people respond to direct mail than social media marketing. So don't tell anybody. With any campaign, it's important that you do track your metrics. So you want to know how many people you're sending it to, how much it cost you, and then how much direct business was generated off of that mailing or online campaign or anything. As a small business or professional, you're not in any position to conduct campaigns for brand awareness or anything like that. Brand awareness is great if you are, a multi-billion-dollar company and you are trying to, corner as much of the market as possible. For most small businesses, the amount of money that you have to dedicate to a marketing campaign is way too low to successfully run a brand awareness campaign. So my recommendation would be to gear all of your marketing for direct results. For the simple reason that once you understand and can prove that you can consistently spend $1 on marketing and get $3 back out of it, that's crazy. Why wouldn't you put as much money into that as possible as long as you keep getting those returns? So that's my spiel on marketing and direct mail. You definitely want to do it. But specifically in this meeting, I'm just going to talk about how to get a direct mail piece into someone's home for 19 cents. And the answer is Every Door Direct Mail, or EDDM. So this is so basically, this kind of basically shows you what EDDM does. So EDDM is provided by the post office. It's a service that they do. You can set it up on USPS.com. Usually I just go to Google, search EDDM, find the USPS link, click on that, and that'll take you to this. first thing you need to do is you do need to type in the zip code up here. And then you want to come, and then basically you will highlight as you mouse over the roads here, it will highlight in the magenta there, or the purple, whatever you want to call it. It'll highlight that, and that is what that route or letter carrier will deliver to. And what EDDM is basically you give an individual mail carrier enough mail pieces to deliver to everybody on that route. And they have a stack of them in their satchel or in their car, and every mailbox that they go by, they drop one of those in the mailbox. As you can see over there on the right, this is delivering this is delivering to 588 addresses for $109.96. So just to do the quick math here, that comes out to, now this is a older, so that's 18.7 cents per delivery. That has gone up a touch because this is a little bit older image from a previous presentation I've done. I'm going to show you the actual live website here in a little bit, but I did want to show you the basis here. Now, across the top here, you can also see demographics data. So on the left there, you have the route, which is typically the zip code and then a dash and then what the actual carrier number is. And then it breaks it down by how many houses and how many businesses there are. And then some additional demographic data, including average income, size, what the age group is. And here's the thing. So you cannot get specifically targeted with EDDM. So you cannot compile a mailing list of, like 4,000 people that are spread across the city and then, EDDM to them for 19 cents. What EDDM really excels at is if you're a very regional or neighborhood-based business and you want to reach everybody in the adjoining neighborhoods. So let's say that you're a nail salon or a fitness coach or a mattress store, a landscape company. And maybe you have, let's take the landscape company, for example. So let's say you're a landscape company here, and you currently have a client on, 28th Avenue and here. Well, here's the marketing campaign you'd want to do. So you'd come in here, you do EDDM. You'd select this because you want to hit everybody in this little block radius here. Send a postcard to them every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, month, something like that. Send them a postcard. Make sure the postcard has an offer, like, free month or whatever, because you want to get people's attention. Like, none of the rules of direct mail fall away because we're doing every door direct. So you want to send them a postcard every month. And one of the questions I get on this a lot is, should I go wide or should I go deep? Meaning, should I try to cover a much larger geographical area fewer times, or should I cover a smaller area more frequently? And the answer is you want to do the smaller area more frequently because it's going to take multiple advertisements or touches, whatever you want to call them. It's going to take multiple touches before someone's going to respond to your offer. So whenever you're thinking about doing a marketing campaign, know that it's going to take some time and you're going to need to be able to sustain that expense and until you can start seeing that return. Now, so far as like when to cut and run, well, that's it's a little bit more of an art form. But you should start getting phone calls. If the offer is good on your postcard or letter, you should start getting, if you send out 300, 400 postcards, you should get one call I would say you should get one phone call every 500 postcards at least. If you're doing better than that, then your offer's pretty good and you're doing pretty good. The rough rule of thumb for direct mail is about 1%. So you should get a 1% response rate off of any mail piece. So if you send out 100, you should hopefully get about one phone call. Sometimes that's drops down to like 0.5% depending upon what you're doing. If you're doing a very big offer, like, buy a new car, that's probably going to drop down like 0.25 just because people don't respond to those so much. But rule of thumb, 1% is pretty handy. So yeah, as the landscape company, you would want to send mail piece if you're, let's say you're right here in the middle and you're handling this guy's lawn at 27th Ave and 7th Street there. And yeah, you want to mail a postcard to everybody in there about once a month. But then you also want to back that up, if you can, with additional marketing. So you want to make sure that the side of your van matches the branding and logos and messaging of the postcards that you're sending out. If you can, leave a sign in the yard of the people that you are taking care of their lawns for. And then to turbocharge it, you can also follow that up with door knocking up and down all these streets, just to reinforce that you're a go-getter and you're going to make sure to take care of these customers. So any sort of marketing is not going to be a one-time thing where you're just going to be like, oh, I'm going to deliver this to 588 addresses here and then I'm going to be set for life. Marketing is very long term. It takes a lot of work. But the cool thing is like I said, once you get it working and you know that you can put $1 into it and get $3 out, that is very, very, very powerful. Very, very powerful stuff. And your business basically can run itself at that point. So we do have the demographics here, which I did go over. Yeah, so this is basically just me calculating the per door price of 19 cents. So let me show you the actual website here. There we go. So again, I just searched for EDDM map, and it's usually the third the top non-advertisement link. So EDDMUPS.com, and I'll put that in the comments here. Let's copy this and paste it for you. There you go. Okay, so this is the actual EDDM website here. So let's just go here. We'll do 33701 because I am in St. Petersburg. We'll hit search. That's going to zoom us in on that zip code. And then you can see here, as I go around, it's highlighting carrier delivery addresses. Now, downtown, we have a mix of high-rise residential and commercial buildings, as well as residential neighborhoods. So this up here is houses. This is high-rise and very dense commercial. And then this down here, again, is residential. Now, as we mouse over, we can see up across the top here, 33701 is our route. And then it breaks down the residences and businesses. So if you only want residences, you can use this to target a little bit better. Because if you're doing, dry cleaning, you probably don't want to send that to business addresses just because it's going to get lost in the shuffle. If we go here, we can see that there are, there we go. So 461 residences and 270 businesses. So that's not so good of a mix. If we come up here, though, we can see there are 519 residences, no businesses, and general income is $61,000. So that's a pretty high average income in that area, and it's all residences. So that's great if you're looking to market something a little bit more on the luxury side of things, like spa packages or something like that. So whenever you click on it, it'll highlight it blue. And the cool thing, I know I said you want to go narrow. Depending upon your marketing budget, maybe you could hit both of these neighborhoods. So then you basically just click in both of these and it highlights in blue. And you can see over here that sets that 2 routes have been selected. You can drop it off at one post office and there is 1,039 delivery addresses for a total cost of $198.45, which comes out to, let's see, 198.45 divided by 139. That comes out to 19.1 cents. Now, yes, you do have to have a mail piece, so you do have to pay to print it. I'm going to go over really inexpensive ways to do that in a future video. But I promise you, this is the cheapest way to get a physical mail piece to someone's door. It's crazy. And you can do big postcards. I think the ones I usually do are like 9 by 11 or something crazy. 6 by 9. 9 inches by 6 inches for 19 cents. It's crazy. So once once you do this, and you can pay for this online here at the post office. You can pay it all online, and then basically you just take it into the post office, drop it off. There's a few forms you have to fill out here to do that, and I did want to go over those because they are a little interesting here. So we can see here that up there, that's my company name. This is the form that you print out after you pay for the EDDM mailing on there. And it gives you the tracking number here so you can track it. Now, I know that down here, one of the questions I do get on this is, what if I don't want to deliver to certain houses? Now, there, as you can see at the bottom here, there is a section here for do not deliver address. So you should be able to put an address in there, and then the mail carrier is not going to deliver that piece to that house. Sounds great, but in practice, does it work out? Not so much, because you have it's a actual manual form here that you have to fill in. B, the postal carrier has to remember to look at it, and to know that there's a do not deliver address, and then C, they have to remember as they're on their route not to deliver to that address. So personally, I don't pay any attention to the do not deliver address, just because there's a very high likelihood that the postal carrier is not going to pay attention to it either. So I would just kind of put that out of your mind unless it's something pretty critical for you. Now, whenever filling this out, these are really the three main boxes you need to concern yourself with on this. So you want to set the date that you're dropping it off. And as you can see, this is a little bit of an older presentation. So you want to put the date that you're dropping it off, the total number of mail pieces per bundle. So the bundles of letters or postcards will need to be separated out into bundles of either 50 or 100, and then individually rubber banded or strapped in some manner. And then this sheet, you fold it in half and then put it with each bundle. And then that last field there is for the total number of bundles, and this is 1 out of 6 because we had 588. We had 588 total addresses to deliver to, which is going to be 6 bundles. And then, as I said, you want to do one of these sheets for each one of those bundles, fold it in half, and then stick it with that bundle. And then the last piece, or the last bundle, would obviously only be 88 pieces, and then that would be bundle 6 out of 6. Now, what I usually do is I usually give extras on the last bundle because it's usually short, so I'll usually throw an extra 10 pieces in there or something because, things get damaged, things get lost. All the postal carrier, they're not going to send it back to you. They're just going to throw it in the trash afterwards. So I usually give a little extra just to make sure that there's plenty of coverage. And then this is the form that you take down to the post office there. And basically all you do is you walk in, you want to put a checkbox where that arrow is, obviously, sign down there, and then print next to there, where basically it's just asking who the mailer's name is. And then, you just walk in with your box of stuff, put it up at the postal office desk there, and hand them that sheet. They scan that barcode. They say thank you very much, and within 2 to 3 days, all of those mailers are going to be delivered to that carrier, or to all the addresses on that carrier route. Now, it does take, like I said, it does take 3-4 days for it to work its way through the system and get to that carrier and then get delivered. So if it's something very time sensitive, keep that in mind. If you're doing like a 4th of July sale, you probably want to send it out a week and a half beforehand. So just keep that in mind if it's a time sensitive offer or marketing advertisement. So if you have a idea that you have been thinking about with some sort of marketing, or if you have a headache that you have been wanting to solve, please just leave me a comment down below. I'm going to cover that in a future video. If you have any questions about maybe EDDM mail piece sizes or what actually is available, you can actually do even you can do like big packets within certain limits. Now you can't mail like, 8 pounds to everybody, but you can do like a little presentation in one of the yellow mailer things and address it properly, and it can go out to everybody. EDDM is a crazy powerful thing. Let me see if we have any comments. Nothing, no questions currently. All right, that's good. That must mean I did a pretty good job then. So this is the BizTweaks YouTube channel. I do one of these every Thursday live at 10 a.m. So if you'd like to join us live, please come back and check in with us then. Subscribe as well. We have a lot of cool videos there, as you can see. Personally, I recommend the note cards video and the app avalanche video. Those are a couple really, really, really helpful videos that will probably make your business run a lot smoother. I also have the BizTweaks Podcast. If you'd rather catch this in podcast form, it can be found on Spotify, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, obviously. We also have a BizTweaks Facebook discussion group. Please feel free to go there and join the conversation. If you need help with anything, if you need help with setting up your own EDDM mailer, please feel free to reach out to me. My email is Kyle, Kyle, at biztweaks.com, biztweaks.com. You can find that contact information below as well. And you can also send an email there if you would like to be part of the BizTweaks Mastermind, which again, that is where other business owners and professionals get together. We meet pretty regularly, and one person at a time. Everybody has a chance to to air their, to ask their question, to try to get help. But basically, one person stands up at a time. They say, this is, what I would like some help with in my business. And then all of the other business owners and professionals at the table respond with how they would answer and solve the problem. So, thank you so much for tuning in. This is, move this. I still need to update this slide. So this is BizTweaks Business Builders Live. That is my contact information over on the right side there. Please send me some comments, some questions, concerns. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you found this beneficial, and I will talk to you soon.